Today, we will talk about the firewall of logic and reason of which I have invented and give to you for free so it can help you in your life. There is a long backstory behind this invention, of which the link I share to you down below. As I have shared to you in the previous videos before this, society actually has a lot of issues now, and in fact it is crumbling. But there is solution, and that solution has a two-pronged approach. Just like when a ship is actually sinking. First, we need to plug the holes to stop it from sinking further. And second, we need to chart a course to find a dock to actually change to a new ship or actually repair the one we have. So in this firewall that I share to you, it's more like a means to plug the holes in the boat so that you can actually have a safe transition first. The solution I maybe will share later, but this is not the real solution. This is a shield to protect you from the upcoming problems first. So to plug the holes on a sinking ship, first we need to see where the holes are. The reason why society is decaying now is because of deception and their lack of effective ethics. And this firewall, of which I share to you for free, deals with both the deceptions and also the effective ethics part. First off, the mind is like a computer. What kind of code you put into the computer will actually affects its outcome in reality. And just the same, what kind of code you put in your mind will actually affect how you behave, and through what you behave, you actually affect how society behaves as a whole as well, because they react to your behavior. This firewall that I give to you is actually mind codes based on logic and reason to actually protect you and shield you from the common deceptions in today's society. And because you are shielded from these deceptions, you actually now have the freedom to focus on the direction forward, to actually move forward and solve the problems in society and also in your life. That is the goal of the shield essentially, is to provide you a shelter so that you can build the future. The firewall that I am sharing with you has 4 components. 3 of the components I shared in video, and links will be down below. The 4th one is my book about love. Love is the effective ethic which will gel society together, and it is love which powers these 3 shields here. Love is the center of this shield. Imagine like sex, money, and health. But there can be more shields, of course. But for now, I did 3 first. And so these 3 will be powered by love in the center. The first 3 components are the actual shields. Love is the power source. About money, sex, and health, actually they also have written articles. If you have not read them, you can choose to read them if you want to go into more detail for the shield. But for the sake of illustration, I'm going to summarize the components for you first, but you can look into them later. So essentially, money is just a medium of exchange, and true wealth is the people around you. That is the first part of the shield. And the second component, sex and marriage. So sex is actually only for the production of children, nothing more and nothing less. And marriage is a drawn boundary between a couple to show the dedication to produce their offspring for the future. So that is essentially what marriage is. And about health, actually a lot of the chronic non-infectious diseases that are common in today's society can be solved by understanding energy and wear and tear in the body, by actually understanding how fasting affects your body, and also by understanding nutrition and insulin resistance. And through these 3 understanding, you can have more time to actually build the future. So essentially, health is about time, because you need to have enough time to fulfill your mission here. So the core of these 3 shields is love. So love will power these 3. Actually, there can be more than this, like education and politics, but I haven't done them yet. But for now, we can do these 3 first, because these 3 are the most relevant in everyday life. So about this ultimate ethic, which is love. What is love? So in short, love is the act of ultimate sacrifice as shown by Jesus, who is without sin but chooses to sacrifice himself on the cross to redeem us who have sinned. And sin is described as falling short of God's glory. So not being as perfect as God is the sin. So Jesus will help us to actually be redeemed from the sin of not being godlike by us following after Jesus, to becoming more like Jesus. And by becoming more like Jesus, we become more like God. So essentially that is how it works. And with this understanding of love, we now have the power to change the reality around us, and also to power this shield, it will shield us from the deceptions of the enemy. So why do you need love to power the shield? Because without love, the shield won't work. Like, yes, money is medium of exchange, and yes, people is the true wealth, but if you don't love people, if you don't love the people around you, how can you stand them? Sometimes people can be quite horrible, so it is love which will transform them. It is love which will transform you. Love will transform you first, then you can transform others. And when it comes to marriage and sex, okay, so sex is about making children, but why should I care about my child having a bad childhood? Why should I care about my child won't be raised up well? So it is love which will actually help you care. It is love will actually motivate you to do better, to be a better parent. And in fact, when you actually raise your child well, they will become more intelligent than you. And if you don't love them, it's very hard, because when they are more intelligent than you, they will question you. It is because of love that you can endure this process. You can go through this process together with them and help them get a better result in their life. Because when your child who is more intelligent than you, how you react to their questioning later when they do question you will actually influence how they form as an adult. And lastly is health. So if what I shared in health really works, technically speaking, I think you should have 120 years of time. But how can you bear 120 years of time of living here if all relationships are horrible? So that's where love will actually help you, to drive you forward. It is love which will inspire you to wake up every day. If there's any question about this, you can ask me. And if there's a chance, I will explore more topics with you guys to add more parts to this shield. But let's see. Thanks.